Hello, and welcome to your new week of instruction in your Blackboard course. You've done a few weeks by now, and hopefully you are becoming more familiar with the Blackboard Learning Management System, and you're probably starting to think, how can I use this with my students? It's much more than just a place to post announcements, which is still good, but there's a lot more possibility, and we're going to start to get into some of the rationale or the philosophy about why you could consider using this learning management system for something other than announcements, and then moving on from there. So after this week, towards the end of this week, it starts to get a little technical when they talk about learning modules. I'm going to walk you through a couple of things, and then after that, it's really a deep dive into Blackboard. You'll always have access to this content, so don't feel overwhelmed. Like I can't master everything right now in this course. Neither can I. I'm still learning myself, and I have to continually go back to things in this course and look and say, how did they do that? And you start to learn new tricks and create different things in your courses. And every time I teach this course, I go back and change things in some of the content areas and make things look better or more intuitive. And it's a process. You won't have it mastered on the first shot. So let me walk you through a couple of things that you'll see in this week. So you'll start here, obviously, which is our course entry point, and by now you should know how to change this with your classes. So you see exactly what I'll see. I'm going to go up here, which is the student preview button. And this is a useful tool if you want to see exactly what your modules or content folders are going to look like. You can enter into this student preview mode, and it kind of gives you an idea of exactly what your students will be seeing. So for now, you're going to go to week 4, digging deeper. And this video is about to change because I'm making a new one now because Liz and I made a bunch of changes to this course. And you're going to come down into here, and it's going to get into a concept that's called flipped learning. I'm sure by now you've all probably heard about flipped learning, and maybe you want to know a little bit more about it. We have a video here, which is from John Perlman and Aaron Sams, and they're kind of the innovators or the leaders in flipped learning. They're really phenomenal educators, and they have a different take on how they think instructional time should be used. And I included them because they're kind of the early adopters of a blended learning model in a traditional school setting, and I think they are deserving of being analyzed. So like everything in this lesson, in this week, you're going to take some of it, not use others, and that's certainly okay, and that's your prerogative. I've got a lot of samples in here, and I've kind of tried to point you in a direction of who are the leading organizations in blended learning and using learning management systems like the Clayton Christensen Institute and Carpe Diem Schools. You're going to watch this, and I'm very interested in hearing your feedback from that video. And then this, learning modules, is really the big lesson. So the first 3 lessons are all theoretical or philosophical. They're going to get into how you can change your classes. Lesson 4 is really kind of the meat of this week, and this is a learning module about how to create learning modules. So all of the things that you've experienced in this course, or I should say most of the things that you've experienced in this course, are done through learning modules. And once you click Mark Reviewed here, you'll get access. So that's an example of an adaptive release tool. I can get access to all of these different folders here. And this is how you've been taking this course. So this module is something you're going to look at. Guaranteed, you're going to come back and look at it again. That's this week. I think you'll find this week interesting. It's a little different because it gets more into the philosophy of why are we using learning management systems. I think you'll appreciate it. Very interested to get your take on Carpe Diem. I'm not saying I fully support everything that's going on there. It's definitely a little controversial, but in a good way. But I do fully support flipped learning. It's this video right now. You can watch this as many times as you want or not watch it if you think you've got it down, and you can move on. And I think it's a great way to reallocate class time, and it's a theme that we'll revisit in this course as well. And hopefully you watch this and you start to think, hey, you know what, I could flip this 10-minute lesson that I usually do, and struggling learners can watch it again if they want to, and it can rethink my class time use for other things. So good luck, and as always, reach out if you're having any questions, and know that you can always review this as many times as you need. Good luck.